race, not only in Australia but anywhere in the world, is coming up now, the WS Cox Plate. Here's Ray Warren with the tote update.
Thank you very much, Richie, and welcome for the first time to Moonee Valley Racetrack, where it's overcast and a strong breeze is blowing, but it certainly hasn't kept the crowds away in their thousands to see the heavyweight championship of Australia and New Zealand thoroughbred racing. A tremendous atmosphere here with the big race coming up at 3:10. The track has been downgraded to good as we go to the market board now, and Shaftesbury Avenue has just come in from 7-2 to 3-1, while Superimpose goes out to 5-1. It's Citizen at 6, Dr. Grace at 12, Rough Habit at 4, Stylish Century 50, Stargazer 66, Royal Creation at 25, Prince Salieri 25, Surface Paradise 20-1, raced by the O'Sullivans. They've just won the previous race here with Fire Commander. Lord Revener 16, Kinjite, one of the 3-year-olds, 15, Chortle at 50, and Ready to Explode at 12-1. 14 horses, they've won all up something like $20 million, and Superimpose today could become the greatest stakes winner in Australian racing history if he takes out the big race at 3:10. Let's go back now to the WACA for more cricket action. Here's Richie Benno.
Here he is again.
Yes, Richie, well, the big news does surround Shaftesbury Avenue and has really come in for some heavy support on the Victorian tote, in from 3-1 to 2-1. Shaftesbury Avenue, prepared by Bart Cummings, who hasn't won the race since, of course, Taj Rossi won it back in 73. Superimpose has gone out to 6-1, Citizen out to 7s, Dr. Grace to 14, Rough Habit has gone out to 5-1, with that support coming for Shaftesbury Avenue. Stylish Century 66, Stargazer 66, Royal Creation has gone out to 30, likewise Prince Salieri 20-1. There's no interest in the New Zealander Surface Paradise, 20-1 Lord Revener, Kinjite 15, Chortle 16, Ready to Explode at 12-1. The race is about 13 minutes away as we take you back to the WACA. Yes, thank you, Richie. Runners have gone on down to the barriers now for the 2,000 metres Cox Plate, and a tremendous reception welcomed Bone Crusher as he led this star-studded field onto the track. The latest tote information, Shaftesbury Avenue has come in even further to 7-4 now, Shaftesbury Avenue, 15-8 maybe. Superimpose in fractionally to 5-1, and Rough Habit at 5-1. So in fact, it's Shaftesbury Avenue running the favourite on the Victorian tab, about 15-8. Second line of betting, Superimpose and Rough Habit. There's been very little inquiry for any of the others. Of the 3-year-olds, Kinjite at 15-1, Ready to Explode at 12-1. A tremendous presentation put together here by the Moonee Valley Racing Club and thoroughly enjoyed by the tremendous crowd here. Keep in mind that this race has been long regarded as the race of the legends, and horses like Ajax, Carbon Copy, Delta, Tulloch, Gunsin, Tobin Bronze, Red Craze, Rising Fast, and of course Bone Crusher, Kingston Town 3 times. They've all won the race. Tommy Smith with Stargazer is going for his 8th Cox Plate victory today. Well, let's take you now to our commentator for the big race, $1.7 million staring them in the eyes as we go to Johnny Russell for his call.
Thank you, Ray, and welcome viewers to Channel 9's Wide World of Sport. Having a look at this wonderful race today as they get set for the running of the 1991 WS Cox Plate. Chortle is still out of line, and a hush comes over the crowd as Citizen moves up to position. It's Stylish Century on the inside. Dr. Grace in 2, Ready to Explode. Kinjite standing up well. Rough Habit, Prince Salieri, Citizen, Superimpose, Surface Paradise. And here's the last one, Chortle, coming up. So the field is ready for the 1991 WS Cox Plate. They're set. Stand by. All ready to go. They're off. Great start too in the Cox Plate, and down on the inside, Stylish Century the first to jump out from Kinjite, Ready to Explode. And towards the outside, Chortle is going very fast out there, as so is Shaftesbury Avenue, coming down towards the judges' box, and deeper on the track is Stargazer. past the judges' box. A lap to go, and Shortle goes to the front by a length in advance of Stylish Century. They're followed by Kinjite. There was crowding there. Royal Creation interfered with, and Shaftesbury Avenue got a slight check, and the field starts to string out down the side at the 1600. Shortle about 3 lengths to Stylish Century, a length and a half to Kinjite on the inside of Stargazer. 4 lengths further back is Shaftesbury Avenue, a length into Rough Habit, moving up on the outside, and they were being closely followed then by Royal Creation, ready to explode. A length further back is Prince Celeria. He's over on the outside there, and he was followed by Dr. Grace. A length to Citizen, followed by Surfers Paradise, who's third last. Superimpose is second last, and Lord Revenue last of all, about 20 lengths off the lead. Around the back, just over 1,000 to go, and the leader Chortle, 2.5 lengths to Stylish Century, 2 lengths away Stargazer. Kinjite's fourth, in behind them Shaftesbury Avenue, a length and a half to Rough Habit, 2 lengths to Royal Creation on the outside of Ready to Explode, a length to Citizen, being followed by Prince Celeria. Dr. Grace in behind them. Citizen is dropping back a little bit on the outside, and Superimpose is starting to go around them next, a length and a half to Surfers Paradise, second last, and Lord Revenue last of all. Down the school side, 650 to go, and Stylish Century has taken the lead. Here come the challengers. Shaftesbury Avenue taking off on the outside and winding his run, and so is Stargazer. Rough Habit moving up just behind them. Citizen into the picture with a good run. Ready to Explode is back behind them, and they're followed by Dr. Grace up towards the home turn. Rough Habit has dashed to the front now on the Cox Plate, rounding the turn. Rough Habit the leader, Citizen in hot pursuit. They're followed by Shaftesbury Avenue under pressure. Superimpose is finishing on well. Surfers Paradise on the outside as they straighten up. Rough Habit headed by Citizen. 200 metres left to go. Citizen hit the front. Here comes Superimpose down the outside with a rattling run, and Surfers Paradise is deeper on the track. Surfers Paradise is swamping them. The New Zealander, Surfers Paradise roaring clear. Surfers Paradise has won. Superimpose second, Citizen third. Ready to Explode close up Prince Celeria. Royal Creation, they're followed by Dr. Grace. Rough Habit, Lord Revenue, followed by Stylish Century and Kinjite. Shaftesbury Avenue's finished a long, long way back with Stargazer, and last of all is Chortle.
Well, there it is, Surfers Paradise, ridden by Lance O'Sullivan, trained by Dave O'Sullivan. He's been here to the Cox Plate 3 times previous. Let's go to Canterbury for his version of the race, Ken Callender.
Yes, Ray, thanks very much. Yes, Shivari, Horlicks and also our Waverley Star have all run second in the O'Sullivan colours, but today they got the cash as they make the home turn. That's Rough Habit with the white blaze and the quartered cap being headed off by Citizen, and now I can still hear the cheer again as Superimpose joined in outside the three of them. Superimpose got to the front in the Cox Plate of 1991, but little Surfers Paradise from New Zealand won the Rosehill Guineas back in the autumn. He was just too strong. He had the last run and the last laugh as Lance O'Sullivan completed a winning double on the day, and Surfers Paradise gets the money in the Cox Plate. That Superimpose, of course, second, very close for third. I'd say Citizen in the pink colours has just held on for third. Ray, the big thing, Shaftesbury Avenue, I thought almost fell. He stumbled going out of the straight the first time, and I think that possibly had a big effect on the horse.
No question about it, Ken. Very hard to get a clear view from where I'm watching the race. But getting back to Surfers Paradise, justice has really been done for the O'Sullivan family. 3 times they've been here, and 3 times they've had to play bridesmaid. About $20 on the Victorian tote for $1, and $5.10 the place. Superimpose was trying to break the all-time stakes winning record for Better Loosen Up. A grand performance by Super. $2.10 the place. Odds again for $1 on the Victorian tab. And I feel that Citizen may have run third, and in fact has, and paying a place tote of $2.40. Number 9 was officially 4th, Prince Salieri, and number 8 was officially 5th, Royal Creation. Well, they won the previous with Fire Commander in the same colours, and the O'Sullivan family, this 4-year-old Surfers Paradise, the winner of the Rosehill Guineas in Sydney, by Crested Wave out of Lady Airthorpe, and owned by K. Chong, G. Fong, F. Chung, and J.D. Smith. And those people that know the O'Sullivans will tell you that they're a lovely family, steeped in tradition, and I'm led to believe will soon be taking up permanent residence with stables operating out of Randwick. A tremendous performance by Surfers Paradise. Lance O'Sullivan, the leading New Zealand rider, comes back to scale. They've had an interrupted preparation with Surfers Paradise because of the quagmire tracks in New Zealand. They made the comment that they were giving the Australian trained horses quite a bit of start on the score of fitness, but they've been able to overcome all those difficulties. About $20 on the Victorian tab for $1 and $5.10 the place. Lance O'Sullivan doffs the cap. His very good mate Shane Dye, for whom Lance was groomsman at Shane's wedding, acknowledging victory as Lance trots past. And another big reception goes up. This crowd absolutely loving the presentation of Australia's greatest race in the estimation of most people. 4 years of age by Crested Wave, and prize money of $1.1 million. So Lance O'Sullivan comes back as we go back to the WACA and to the cricket. Here's Ian Chappell.
Our thanks there to Ray Warren at Moonee Valley. Surfers Paradise winning the WS Cox Plate. And here in the FA.
And we're just about ready here for the running of the AJ Moore Stakes. Soon be on their way. A real speed test. Run under standard weight for age conditions. Redelva moving in. Just about set to go. All in the stalls. 1,000 metres. Stand by for a start. There's the light. All ready. Stand by. Stand well. Starter holding them. Light still on. Attended with one towards the outside. Could be Street Ruffian. Now they're racing. And Paklani beat them out towards the outside from Street Ruffian. Redelva away quickly with me, showing speeder. And Gallipoli Prince and Joanne is second last on settling down, but driving through along the inside. With me goes to the front from Gallipoli Prince at the 800er. They show out by length to Paklani. Umatilla on the outside. Hula Grey, a length and a half. Joanne making ground on the inside. And they were being followed closely then over on the outside by a wraparound Pug for me. Redelva followed by So Gay Paris and Street Ruffian. Down the side, 500 to go, and with me by a half length. Gallipoli Prince a length further away. Hula Grey. Joanne moving up on the inside is now fourth, followed by Umatilla. Paklani wrap around as they make the home turn. A bit further back, Pug for me right off the track. Redelva, Street Ruffian, So Gay Paris, but with me is the leader. Got away about 2.5 lengths. Joanne in second place, followed by Gallipoli Princess. They straighten up and then wrap around. With me is the leader. Joanne is finishing very fast down the outside. With me being tackled by Joanne, who's flying home on the outside. With me still in front. They reach the line. With me and Joanne, nearly a dead heat. Nearly a dead heat between With Me and Joanne. Third wrap around from Street Ruffian. They're followed next home by So Gay Paris. And further back in the field then is Pug for me, followed by Hula Grey. Redelva's finished a long way back, followed by Umatilla. A very disappointing run, second last, and last home is Paklani.
Well, a desperately tight finish here between With Me, the winner of the race last year, and the favourite Joanne. And they hit it, and really I'm standing on ground level and just watching the pictures that you are. I wouldn't have a clue what's won this between With Me and Joanne, the two Sydney fillies. Wrap around in third, and we'll flash the results across the screen as soon as it's available as we go back to the WACA. Here's Richie.
Back here, Michael Whitney has just slashed.
And welcome back to Moonee Valley, where the WS Cox Plate today was won by Surfers Paradise. And more recently, we've seen a titanic struggle between With Me and Joanne to fight out the result of the Moya. It went to With Me, the Sydney mare trained by Bruce McLaughlin. And there are the totes. With Me by the barest possible margin, $3.90 and $1.10, defeating number 7 Joanne, returning 70 cents, and number 9 wrap around $1.45 with a Quinella of $5.80. A tremendous race, the Moya, as we prepare now to take you to Sydney, to Canterbury, for the Diners Club 1991. It's the Silver Slipper worth $100,000, and here's Johnny Tapp.
Good on you, Ray. This is not a good guide to the Golden Slipper. The winner of this is an automatic qualifier for the big one next autumn, but only 3 have gone on to win gold. Eskimo Prince, Baguette, Luskin Star. Ken, a pretty fair trio.
I was just going to say that, John. I reckon I'll be backing Luskin Star, Baguette or Eskimo Prince if any of the three were in this race. And they all won the Silver Slipper in most impressive style. They absolutely bolted in all three. OK, this year, all the boom is the Queensland filly Station Mistress. Let's look at the prices. To the top of the board, number 1, Ken Fair at 25 to 1. Zipper Ripper at 80 to 1. Shoe Shine Henry 9 to 1. I think that's fair odds. Red Kestrel at 66 to 1. Clear Fun at 20 to 1. Merry Shade 14 to 1. Station Mistress firmed a little now to 10 to 9 on. The Hot Pot odds on $1.90 for $1 on the New South Wales TAB. She hails from Brisbane, owned by a group of gentlemen from Townsville, and she'll be ridden by Gavin Duffy. So Spectacular is at 9 to 1. Danza Dark from Canberra's well in commission at 6 to 1, to be exact $7.10 on the tab. Tennessee Mist from Melbourne was scratched this morning. Allegheny at 50 to 1. Femini at 20 to 1. Rhythm at 30. Spice and Ice 20. Kite Kyora at 50 to 1. And the last three reserves, Sir Spenner, Fast Work and Lions Account, didn't get runs. OK, number 8 you can see on screen there, So Spectacular, one of the best of the local fillies. John, is she good enough to knock over Station Mistress? I don't think so.
No, well, Ken, I'm getting rave reports about Station Mistress. All of the good judges from Queensland tell me she is very good. In fact, my colleague Wayne Wilson was of the opinion she might be the best filly to come out of Queensland since Eyeliner. High praise indeed. Station Mistress by Imperial Baron. Now, he was trained by Brian Mayfield Smith. He contested Bounding Away's Golden Slipper of 1986, in which he finished third. He's been at the stud a couple of seasons, and they seem to be showing plenty of talent. The progeny of Imperial Baron, who, of course, was by Imperial Prince. And Imperial Prince is well known as the sire of many top liners, including the great mare Research. Now, there look to be two to come up here, waiting on Kite Kyora to move into line, and there's a riderless one there, So Spectacular. And Gavin Duffy is dismounted now from Station Mistress, and that Queensland filly is very reluctant to go into the gates. In the meantime, Danza Park stands up nicely. In fact, those in the gates are a very tractable bunch. Allegheny and Femini face squarely with the New Zealander Rhythm. Merry Shade. Clear Fun appears to have moved in and stands up nicely. Now, Station Mistress, I think, has gone in. Duffy about to remount. So Spectacular goes up. Kite Kyora is now coming in to complete the line, and the starter Bill Dale is coming over to release the field in the Diners Club Silver Slipper for 1991. Now, some of these babies are fractious, and you can hear riders appealing to the starter to hold it for a moment.
Hang on. Settle down.
About set.
Bill, I'm laying back here.
I'm laying back here, Billy. Don't let him go yet, says one rider. Stalls open. Off in the Diners Club Silver Slipper. A beautiful start. They came out in a nice line. Ken Fair and Red Kestrel wide out. Both began brilliantly. Danza Park and Shoe Shine Henry are fast away. The Queenslander Station Mistress is quickly getting into a handy spot. And then Clear Fun and Kite Kyora, followed by Spice and Ice. In that bunch is Rhythm, and then Femini between horses, followed by Merry Shade. Well back Allegheny with So Spectacular, and Zipper Ripper back at the tail as they come up the hill. 600 out. Danza Park just led Ken Fair. Red Kestrel, Station Mistress off the track. Rhythm is going up towards the lead, followed by Clear Fun. Taking off around the outside is So Spectacular, and then Kite Kyora, Merry Shade, Shoe Shine Henry getting shuffled back at the head of the others. Femini as they turn for home. Into the straight in the Silver Slipper, Danza Park and Ken Fair on the outside, with Ken Fair going to the lead now. In third place, So Spectacular, who's charging down the outside, and then Rhythm and Station Mistress. Ken Fair still in front, is holding them at the moment. So Spectacular, and now Shoe Shine Henry wide out. Rhythm is still there, but Ken Fair's got the slipper. Well and truly won, and Ken Fair wins the Silver Slipper. Shoe Shine Henry got up for second. Rhythm third, then So Spectacular, Merry Shade, followed by Clear Fun, Station Mistress, and then Zipper Ripper, Kite Kyora, Femini, Spice and Ice. A long way back, Red Kestrel, followed by Allegheny, and the early leader Danza Park has weakened to run last in the Diners Club Silver Slipper. Ken Fair, Brian Wood, trained by Max Wiggins. As you know, Max lost his champion sprinter, Show County, who died at the veterinary clinic just a couple of months back. A very sad blow for Max, for Brian Wood and all connections. and how fitting and how timely it is that Max Wiggins has been able to come up with another brilliant 2-year-old to take the place of Show County. Ken Fair, $30 and $6.80. $30 and $6.80. 3 seconds, Shoeshine Henry pays $2.40. Looks like Rhythm third, number 13, a place tote of $7. No Show County, Ken, but pretty useful.
Yes, John, he was 30 to 1 on the tote. If he'd have been even money, you'd have probably said he never looked like losing the race. And he certainly didn't, and he was far too good. The disappointment, of course, back there along the rails in the blue and white colours was Station Mistress, only a small filly. Perhaps the first run in Queensland took a little more out of her than people imagined, and she was no match for the Sydney Siders today. Ken Fair, far too good. Down the outside, Shoeshine Henry has snared second place, and he should pick up a race shortly. But the winner was just too good. Did you see that one, Rabbits?
Certainly did, Ken. I followed you in on Station Mistress, but of course she seemed to be pretty disappointing watching it from down here. Ken, just looking at the Landrigan Wines Moonee Valley Gold Cup, next race here, Just a Dance of 5, Flying Luskin 20, Alma Heb at 15, Coal Diesel 10, Grooming 11 to 2, Nairitzi at 10, Maharaja 6, the Hippogriff 10, Ecliptic 12, Rashik 12, Strapping 40, Moving Away 30, Dualdo 40, Balance of Power 25. Some money at longer prices for the horse prepared by Jeff Maynes, and 25 to 1 for Servenda. That's the way they read with the Moonee Valley Gold Cup, the next event coming to you from down here in Melbourne. We'll take a break and be back with more racing action in just a moment. This is the Wide World of Sports. And back at Moonee Valley now as we stand by for the running of the Moonee Valley Gold Cup, and of course a familiar face there on camera just passing through and admiring the horses as they parade for the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. Let's have a look at those dividends now on the Silver Slipper in Sydney. Ken Fair, $30.50 and $6.80. Shoeshine Henry at $2.40 and Rhythm at $7 even. They're the official New South Wales tab dividends for $1 on the Diners Club Silver Slipper in Sydney. Well, today, the WS Cox Plate Day, like the Caulfield Cup last Saturday, they bring out what you might call the big names in racing. And as Neil Kearney reports, over the last half century, there's been no bigger name than TJ Smith.
He grew up in tents with earthen floors, a teamster's son in the Riverina. At the age of 5, he was working horses. At 12, riding in bush races. Already betting on the results, backing himself. He was cocky, clever, cunning.
I was always a bit cheeky, because naturally I had to work with men when I was a boy. And when I came into the stable, naturally they thought they could push me around. They got a bit of a surprise because I couldn't be pushed around. Because I would fight a drop of a hat.
You'd like swinging one, did you?
I wouldn't be frightened. I'd move into the front row.
Have you ever backed off?
No.
Ever had anyone that's been too big for you? The Aga Khan or?
No, I never worried about them. They're just the same to me as anybody else.
Tommy Smith's come a long way, but in truth, he's still the teamster's son. Even at 73, he's always first to track work.
I think it's just about on 5 o'clock now.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Yes, it's just not quite 5.
You're first here anyway.
It'll be a few coming out later.
And just as his horses get first use of the track every morning, Tommy Smith is most at home in this tower, overlooking his kingdom.
Frank, take that horse in over there, will you? Go and take cheers to me. Then canter straight back out, Frank, will you?
He's very, very good to ride for.
Does he say anything to you?
Like the Caulfield Cup last Saturday, they bring out what you might call the big names in racing. And as Neil Kearney reports, over the last half century, there's been no bigger name than TJ Smith.
He grew up in tents with earthen floors, a teamster's son in the Riverina. At the age of 5, he was working horses. At 12 riding in bush races, already betting on the results, backing himself. He was cocky, clever, cunning.
I was always a bit cheeky, because naturally I had to work with men when I was a boy. And when I came into the stable, naturally they thought they could push me around. They got a bit of a surprise because I couldn't be pushed around. Because I would fight to drop of a hat.
You'd like swinging one, did you?
I wouldn't be frightened. I'd move into the front row.
Have you ever backed off?
No.
Ever had anyone that's been too big for you? The Aga Khan or?
No, I never worried about them. They're just the same to me as anybody else.
Tommy Smith's come a long way, but in truth he's still the Teamster's son. Even at 73, he's always first to track work.
I think it's just about on 5 o'clock now.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Yes, it's just not quite 5.
You're first here anyway.
Oh, it'll be a few coming out later.
And just as his horses get first use of the track every morning, Tommy Smith is most at home in this tower, overlooking his kingdom.
Frank, take that horse in over there, will you? Go and take chairs for me. Then canter straight back out, Frank, will you?
He's very, very good to ride for.
Does he say anything to you when you ride a bad one?
Yes, he does, but a lot of trainers will blow up or whatever, or won't put you back on, or different things like that. I've never found that with Mr. Smith. He talks to you about your ride and then says you've missed the pace or whatever, and he's as good as gold. It just, it's beyond him.
You call him Mr. Smith?
I always have and always will, I
Tommy or TJ or?
Never have. To me, it doesn't seem right, You respect a man like him, so it's not appropriate for me to be calling him that.
The lead, 100 to go from Street Cafe, battling back, and then Lord of Camelot. But the mighty Red Anchor's coming away to win the Cox Plate. Scores by a length from Street Cafe.
When Red Anchor blitzed the race record, it was Tommy's 7th Cox Plate. And what champions they were. Gun Sind in 1972. He was such a people's horse that when he ran his last race, he stopped, smelt the roses and said goodbye. TJ's first was Red Praise in 57. Then the incomparable Tulloch in 1960.
Tulloch the leader with 50 yards to go. He's racing right away from the opposition, and Tulloch goes on to win by about 4
He was a freak. But I never thought I'd ever get a horse that I could say that was in, anywhere near his class. But that Kingston Town was really a champion, because right through his career he was a cripple. He was always lame. But by Jove, he turned in some amazing runs.
But look at Kingston Town flying home. Lawman's in front. Kingston Town getting him very quickly. Kingston Town going home the better. Grabs the lead. Kingston Town.
The King won the Cox Plates of 80 and 81 and backed up again for the hat trick in 82.
Grosvenor coming home well down the outer. Kingston Town is starting to fly. Kingston Town is coming after them quickly. Kingston Town, Grosvenor as they go to the line, and Kingston Town, a great run. Down the outside, triumphal march, and Kingston Town with a rattling run, 400 to go.
A week later came the Melbourne Cup that Malcolm Johnston still remembers in his nightmares. Do you think he'd win that Melbourne Cup?
Yeah, I thought he would. I thought he would win for sure. But he was just a little bit unlucky in that race.
And Gurdas Lane on the inside might beat them all. Gurdas Lane has got up to win the Cup. He came through.
He went too early?
Well, you can always criticise people. But a split second, I just wished he would have stayed a little bit longer. But anyhow, the race is over.
Ask Johnny Marshall, he's going to ride for Brit.
Now in his 50th year as a trainer, Tommy Smith makes no secret of his lasting ambition. Like Colin Hayes and Bart Cummings, he wishes to hand over his knowledge to his heir, his daughter Gay.
Well, I'd just like to see Gay the leading trainer. It'd be lovely to be able to say she's the leading trainer in Australia, like myself.
Neil Kearney reporting there on one of racing's most incredible men, one of racing's most incredible gentlemen, I think fair to say, honoured here this week at the Moonee Valley Racing Club for 50 years service to racing, and he's won, of course, 7 Cox Plates. He's got Maharaja in this race coming up The Landrigan Wines Moonee Valley Gold Cup. I'll come down to Maharaja in a moment. But Just a Dancer, the Jim Cassidy mount, is into 9-2, 20-1 Flying Luskin, 15 Al Maheb. Coal Diesel, the Caulfield Cup winner, has gone out to 12-1. Grooming 11-2, Solid. Nay Ritzy 10-1. Now the Tom Smith trained Maharaja is into 11-2. The Hippogriff at 10. Ecliptic has gone out to be ridden by Darren Beedman to 14. Rashik is out to 15. Strapping 40, moving away 30. Dualdo 40. Balance of Power. This horse has come in dramatically on the Victorian Tote to 15-1. And Servender at 25. Runners have gone onto the track and